right, so we also live on Instagram. Okay, all right. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Future African Entrepreneurs Talk Show and the Entrepreneurship Podcast. And today, we are going to be discussing the how to duplicate success. Okay, especially in the African American African community, the Ghanaian community, especially in the black community. Okay, our focus as always is Africans and the black community because we are trying our best to create success and wealth in our communities, and at the same time help fight poverty and eradicate poverty. So as you join us this evening, thank you for joining us, and please invite people, and also share if you can for us so we can get some more people. Now, for most of you who've been following me for a while now, you know that the show is an interactive talk show. Okay, so you are able to comment, post questions to me, and I answer. You are able to post questions, and we discuss. So it's not just about me sitting here just talking, but I wanted us to discuss how to duplicate success in business and in life, in the black community, in African community, in the Ghanaian community, in the African American community, for black people, what we have to do to duplicate success. Based on some readings I've been looking, based on my life, based on the life of a lot of successful people. And, sometimes you realize that you are doing something wrong, and we are all able to change. We are all able to grow. Each and every one of us have the ability to seriously, you know, excuse me one second. Let me make some. I think it's better. Each of us, whether in life or business, have the ability to be successful. Why we are not successful is a whole different thing, right? And I believe that we have to start looking at success with a different mind frame and a different mindset. Okay, so Instagram, hold on one second for me. Let me check something. Okay, come on, this way. And I apologize. Just trying to make some adjustments here to make sure that we get the best view possible. Okay. So give us a little bit of your patience. We don't have post editing, so I have to make sure that things look right as I'm recording. Okay. I apologize. I apologize. I know somebody would think this is very unprofessional, but anyway. Okay, so we have a great picture there. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. So I want us to today, as I said, discuss how to duplicate success. Not to go out and recreate it, the process of success. And I had to realize that, we need to change our mindset about success for black people. we need to really change our approach to success for Black people in business and even in our personal lives. And the reason is this: listen, whether you like it or not, whether you believe me or not every single person that you know is going to be successful. It's just not, right? Not every person that you know is going to have the opportunity to be successful. It's just not. It takes a very particular set of people. It takes a very particular mindset for success, whether in life or business. Not everybody will be successful in life. Let's get that out of the way. As Black people, as Africans, and if you want to be successful in life, then you have to make some adjustments in life. Then you have to make some changes in your life. When it comes to business, when it comes to your career, your job, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your life, we have to, absolutely have to, begin to make the changes necessary for success. And we have to define success in terms of what? You have to define for yourself as a human being. Whether it's your life success, your business success, you, the person, you have to define your own success. The problem is that a lot of us don't find ourselves successful because we are copying other people's lives. And this is very, very common in the Black African community. We tend to copy who we think is successful and how we want to be, forgetting that each and every one of us have our own destiny. Each and every one of us have our own life plan. Each and every one of us have a different view of what we call success. For most Black people, for most Africans, we see success as having a nice car, having a nice house, having money in the bank. You understand? And that is not the total view of success. Do you understand? That is not the total view of success. Success can be, for me, my definition of success is happiness and peace of mind. Anybody who knows me will tell you, I don't care. It's not about the money. It's not about the cars. It's not about, because for most people, people don't realize after you've had all those things, at the end of the day, what is important to you is peace of mind, happiness in your heart, happiness among those around you. So if you look at success from that point of view, happiness, then most people already are successful in one shape, form, or another. But then we go into the aspect of financial or business or entrepreneurship success, which is what we are going to discuss today. How do you consider yourself successful in business? And if you've been successful, how do you duplicate it? And if you're not being successful, how do you duplicate those who've been successful so you're not starting all over? There is absolutely nothing new under the sun. You understand? Almost every single thing that we see, that we talk about, that we discuss about business, about success, most of these things, believe me or not, have happened. Somebody have done it. You don't have to go and recreate the whole thing again. You don't have to. We, as Black people, we as Africans, need to start looking at success from a very close window of this person, that person. Okay, whoever you seem to be successful and you want to be like them, have we done the work of looking at what successful people have done in business, in life, and duplicating that? For we as black people in business, there's a culture. There's a culture that we tend to want to be like somebody we've seen, right? We want to drive the car that they drive. We want to have the house that they have. We want to live the way they live. And it's not. There's nothing wrong in aspiring for greatness. You understand? There's nothing wrong in aspiring to be successful. But have you sat down? Have we as a culture, have we as a people, have we sat down and said, how? Because they are success formulas, you know? And if we are going to be wealthy and successful and have generational wealth and build wealth in our communities and leave legacies for our families, we need to step back as a culture, as a people, as a race, and say, how have other people done it? I mean, even to the point of countries in Africa, nations. Instead of recreating everything over and over again, everybody want to do their own thing. Everybody want to, no. Let's stop. Let's look at this from a scientific, technical point of view. The one thing that you have abroad, the one thing that you have in America, the one thing you have around the world is that most successful communities have written books. You understand? They have written books. Most successful people in America have written books, or books have been written about them. Most successful businesses have books are written about them. So there is a plan. When Americans want to do something, there's somewhere for them to go to research and look and read and educate themselves. It's not just schooling. And my goal today is to impart into the young entrepreneurs, business owners across Africa, in the Black American community, in Ghana. Excuse me. My goal today is to tell you this. Each and every single one of you can be successful. Have that. It doesn't mean that everyone will be successful, but you can. But for you to be successful, there are fundamental principles that you must understand. There are fundamental abilities that you must attain. There are fundamental skills that you must develop. There are fundamental habits that you must develop. There are fundamental mindsets that you must develop. You must change your thinking. We as Africans and Black people in the world, no matter where we are, we have to begin to change our thinking when it comes to success. There is a big difference from copying something and duplicating something. We go about copying things wrong when it comes to business. We see somebody doing something and we want to go and do it too. Especially in Ghana, we have this culture in Ghana that things become a fad. The moment somebody starts doing something in Ghana, everyone will do the same thing. Well, that used to be okay for a long time in Africa. You could just copy people and make some money. The world have changed. The thinking have changed. Now, if you are not thoughtful about what you are trying to do, if you are not thoughtful about the progress you want to achieve, if you are not thoughtful about the things you want to do, you will not automatically be successful. You make some money, but it won't be sustainable. Do you understand? It won't be sustainable. So it's important for me, for you to understand that yes, you can be successful, but there is a process of success that we need to follow. The first thing I would say is this, and I see some people are commenting. If you comment, I'm not seeing it. I think we are commenting on the watch. I'll read them and I'll respond to them. Hopefully, I'll be able to. But I would like, if you're able to comment on the main feed, I'll appreciate it. So I can read your comments and respond to you, please. But we are having the watch to get people to watch it. But if you want to comment, I don't know how. I think you have to go to my main page and comment on that so I can read the comments. Okay, please. Thank you. Okay, so it's important to me for we as black people and Africans to understand something. Copying doesn't work anymore. Copying people doesn't work anymore. Trying to do what everybody else is doing doesn't work anymore. Because the thinking, the mindset, the processes of business have changed for entrepreneurship. Just because you see somebody doing something and you go and do the same thing doesn't work anymore because you don't know what's behind their business. You don't know what's behind the scenes. You don't know their resources. You don't know their partners. You don't know their marketing process. You don't know their business plan. There are things you don't know. So when you go and copy, you are going to copy wrong. But we can do something better. We can do something better than copying. You can duplicate. You can duplicate. Hi, Roya, how you doing? Thank you. I answer your comments. Thank you. Hey, Felicia, how you doing, dear? Wonderful. You can do something better now because of technology. You can duplicate. And what do I mean by that? This is a system that American government uses. This is a system that the Harvard University, Yale University, all these big companies, universities that you hear about, this is a system that they use. You know what America does best is what Asia did. You see, we copy in Africa, but abroad, they duplicate. What has Asia done? Look at every successful country right now. All these countries, what did they do? They brought their people in America. They educated their children in America. They brought their politicians in America. They brought their leaders in America. They come to school in America. Except in Africa. You look at the world around. I'm not talking about politics. I'm trying to get you to think as a black person, as an African. Look at all the world economies. Israel, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, everywhere that have developed. What did they do different? For a period of time, from the 80s to the early 2000s, about 20 years, most of these countries brought their people, their students, their kids to abroad. And they came here to learn. They came to learn the American system of doing things. But they didn't copy it, because they could have copied it in their country. They came to duplicate it. But what the difference for them is that they went back in their countries. Unlike we Africans, especially, when we come abroad and we come and learn something, we get stuck here. Our mind is not to go back and duplicate success. Our mind to come here and be successful. And it works for some people. It doesn't work for me anymore. That's why I'm planning to come back to Africa. Not just do business, but actually to come to Africa, live part of the time in Africa, and work in Africa, not just do business. It's a difference to work in Africa, right? But what do? They come to the best schools. They study. They copy. Look at China. They copied America. I mean, they duplicated America, excuse me. And then they went and then they put their own twist on it. You see, they duplicate a system and they go and then they duplicate it within their own culture, their own systems, and then it becomes theirs. Okay? Miss Felicia says, Miss Felicia says, do you know there is a university that anybody can go to anywhere in the world? All you have to pay is registration. Miss Ruby says, I've heard of this. I think it's English space. Okay. Miss Felicia, I'll get more information about what you're talking about, and I will post about it and share on it, all right? Hi, Roya. Greetings from Norway. Thank you. So, what am I saying to us? We as Africans and black people, okay? And, of course, all of you know my focus is Ghana and Petersburg, my home cities, my home country and city. We need to duplicate success. We need to literally take somebody who you know is successful, and instead of just saying, "Oh, they sell bags, they sell car, whatever they are selling. I want to be successful, so I'll go and sell the same thing." No, you don't know their business plan. You don't know their success structure. You don't know what's behind them. You don't know their partnerships. But what I want you to do today to be successful, to duplicate success, is, oh my God, it's what Miss Ruby just said: work smart. You don't have to go and reinvent the whole thing. Find out who you think is successful in your country, in your community, in the world. And due to technology, literally right now, you can research almost anybody who is successful and how they became successful. You can read a book, you can watch a video. The stories are there. What I'm saying to you, the African, the Ghanaian, the African American, what I'm saying to you is that it is time for us to start reading, to duplicate success, to start researching, to duplicate success, than copying people blindly. We need to do that. When you duplicate, you research, you look, you do certain things, you read, and then you find out. The reason why duplication works is that when you read and research, you find out the things that they did wrong in the beginning. You find out the mistakes that they did in their business. You find out the way that they were successful. And when you duplicate, you don't repeat the same mistakes. You see the difference? See, when you copy, you just copy blindly. They sell bags, I sell bags. You don't know where they get their bags from. You don't know who produce it. You don't know whether they manufacture it. You don't know nothing. You just know bags. So you go and buy bags and you sell. They sell beads, like royal beads, and bracelets that we manufacture. You see me selling it, so you go and sell it. But you don't know my design structure. You don't know my business structure. You don't know the important things that are behind the business. Because you've not researched how my business is successful. You are just copying what you see me selling. You understand? Miss Ruby said, something very important you said. Can't just copy someone's idea because you don't necessarily know the background work. Yes. I need some of those beats. No problem, Miss Felicia. No problem. I can get you some. DM me and I'll get some of the beats, okay? I'll get a special one made just for you. And your husband. So, I want we in this generation, you see, the thing for Africans and African Americans is that the whole world have been successful. More these races. Now it's our time. But we are lucky because, listen to me very carefully, what it took America to do in 600 years, what it took other countries to do in 60, 70, 80, 100 years, what it took other people to do in a long time, we can now strategically, in a very smart way, sit back like I'm doing. I've done this, and I'm going through the process myself, and that's why I'm sharing my story with you, and the ideas I'm getting with you, and I'll tell you where I've done it. We can now sit back, find out, okay, how did Saudi Arabia do this? How did America do this? How did Jeff Bezos do it? How did Donald Trump become successful? How did this person? You can now research, you see, read, study, and then apply what they did, but with your twist, within the context of your country, within the context of your culture, within the context of your race, within the context of your customers, within the context of your target clients. You cannot duplicate it and change it, because if you just copy and apply, it's not going to work. If you're in Ghana, if you just copy and apply, it's not going to work just the same. Just like that. The same way, if I go and copy something in Ghana and bring it to America, it's not going to work the same. I've done this. I have done this. And I will share with you guys. I'm thinking of writing a book with some people. I want to share my story with you guys. You understand? Mr. Bright says, research, read, study, understand, apply. Love what you do. Thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate you. I want you to understand something, okay? For us in Africa, I came across what I'm talking about to you, not by some chance. Because I've been reading and researching and doing a lot of homework on a lot of things that I have done. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm doing this the wrong way. Do you understand? I came to Ghana, most of you who know my story, as a successful businessman in America. I came to Ghana for other reasons, right? But I decided I want to do business in Ghana. And I went by just copying what I have done abroad to Ghana. And even though I did it myself here, when I went to Ghana to apply the same things, I have learned after 5 years of coming back to Ghana, after not living there for a long time, I've come to realize, wait a minute, the way I do business here in America, the way I do investment here in America, the way I manage business here in America, it's not going to apply the same in Ghana, in Africa. The way I do partnerships here in America, everything I've learned in the last 30 years of my life abroad, I realize it's not everything that applies directly to business in Africa. Miss Phoenicia said that the internet levels the playing field. The knowledge is there, and most of it is free. All you need to have to do the pickup. And I don't know why I'm not being able to go down when there's more to read. I apologize. Had to make some adjustment. Yes, I went to Ghana, and now I've come back abroad, and now I'm realizing that, wait a minute, I now have to make some adjustments in how myself, my own business plan. I had to go to Ghana and look at how people are doing certain things. And now I am duplicating. I am telling you today, I am duplicating how some young and successful people are doing business in Ghana. I now have partnerships with younger people. I have a whole network of very young entrepreneurs and business owners in Ghana. Almost everybody in my network, it's a few that are my age. But if you follow me, I'm building a huge network in Ghana, in Africa. And most of my network are younger, in their teens and 20s, a few 30s, a few like around my age. And there's a reason why I'm doing that. Because I'm learning from them. As I impart to them, I'm learning from them. Do you understand? I'm not copying. I'm duplicating their success stories. I mean, I can name a lot of them. You guys know me. They know themselves. And I'm adding more and more and more and more onto my network. Because I'm learning that for me to get the impact I want in Africa, for me to change lives, transform lives through entrepreneurship, for me to really fight and be successful in my eradication of poverty idea, I need to learn how the Ghanaian understands the problem. I need to learn how the African understands the problem. I need to learn how the Nigerian understands the problem. You see, we go and we think, oh, this what is I've done. Let me go do the same thing there. It doesn't work that same way, right? That's what we are doing with the farm and hotel. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. They think in a different way, different set of lens. Yes. Fresh new perspective. Yes. So I'm saying this to you because I am doing it. Okay, I've come back abroad after being in Ghana, going back and forth for the last 5 years. And I've realized that, oh, my way of thinking and my way of doing things as an American, it's not the same way that the way the Ghanaian sees it. Even though I'm a Ghanaian American. Because I've lived abroad for so long, my thinking about certain things is different. My expectations are different. My lens to look at the world is different. And the way that the African is looking at it is different. The way that my brother, my sister, my cousin, my friend in Ghana is looking at the same thing is different. The only thing that we see the same is the end result. And that is where the catch 23 is coming from. The end result. Everybody sees the car. You see the house. You see the wonderful wife. You see the wonderful husband. You see the business. You see all that. And you think they are all and the results are the same. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. For example, let me give you a quick example. I own several businesses, but I'll talk about just one, just two. I own a beauty salon and a barber shop. Yeah, beauty salon, has nail tech, all this, the cosmetology business. I own a shop. I also own a barber shop. Now, these businesses right now, if I had them in Ghana, I'd be millionaire right now. I'll be making millions. Why? The way that that business is done in Ghana, people are paid by commission. The money that the customers pay, they pay to the shop, and the shop gives you a paycheck at the end of the week. You make paycheck plus tips. Okay? So, if you the person, if you made 1,000 CDs in a day, you have to pay to the shop. The shop will give you money at the end of the day, at the end of the week, or your paycheck. That's how it's done in Ghana. Okay, you bring that same thing here in America. It's a few places that do commission, but most of them pay what we call booth rent, which means that each person who works in the shop, they are all called independent contractors. Understand? They are all self-employed. Understand? They pay booth rent. Basically, there's a set fee between $100 and $200 that they pay to you, the owner, every week. Now, the pros and cons of that is this. Whether they make $200 a week or not, they have to pay the money. But if they make $1,000, they still have to pay just only $200. You understand? So, Mr. says it depends on the shop. And I understand that, right? It depends on the shop. But it's very common in Africa. So I just took that same mindset to Ghana and open another shop in Ghana, it will not necessarily work the same way. You understand? But I had to go there, and as I'm getting haircuts, I'm learning this. I'm like, okay. It's different here. So if I decide to open other shops in Ghana, I'm going to do it differently. I will duplicate what the Ghanaians are doing, add my business plan with my own twist. Whereby if I didn't know that, I'll go and I will not be successful. Instagram, thank you for the love. Instagram, thank you, I appreciate it. Do you understand? We as black people, we as Africans, we need to change here. The success for us is going to start from here. Here. I don't care who you are, where you are. Look, if you're in Ghana, you want to be as rich as Despite. You want to be successful as the rich people in Ghana. I don't want to be mentioning too many names. Or Africa, Dangote. You want to be rich as Dangote. You need to go and read on his story. research his background. As I'm talking to you right now, as I'm talking to you right now, I am doing the research on Dangote. I am doing research on Dangote. I am reading his life. I am watching everything that is available on him on YouTube. You know what I found out about Dangote? You know what I found out about the richest man in Africa? You know what I found out? Do you know that he started his business not where you see him now in the oil and all that stuff, in just cement? He started working in the 70s. And his uncle, do you know his uncle gave him a loan? Gave him a loan to start his business. He was working in a company. He was working. Dangote finished school and was working. But he was working and realized he wanted to start a business. And he had an uncle who gave him a loan in the 70s. And he's been in business since the 70s. But he found different niches to be successful. Do you also know that Dangote comes from a very wealthy family? Growing up, his grandparents were wealthy. His family was wealthy. So he didn't come out poor. You understand? So if you are looking at Dangote today and you say you want to be like Dangote, you want to be like get rich like him, and you don't know how he started, you don't understand what he did, and you just see the success now, it's not going to work. You can copy it. But you can go and research, read on him, duplicate what he has done within his businesses, and implement it with a twist in your business. It doesn't mean go and do oil. It doesn't mean go and do cement. It doesn't mean go and do whatever he's doing. We need to change our thinking, our mindset about success in Africa. You understand? That's the first place we have to start. If you are going to be successful and sustain the success. Okay? Yes, have to have your own niche. Thank you, Miss Ruby. You understand? You cannot follow everybody. Just copy. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that is not how you build success. That is not how you create success. You cannot copy everybody, especially in Africa, because you don't know what is behind them. You don't know their business partners. You don't know who is supporting them. You don't know what is behind. Some of these people that you see, I kid you not, some of the people that you see that you think are successful, they don't even own the businesses. They are owned by other people. They are just the face you see. You understand? Miss Royal says, yes, I've read on Dangote. What you are saying is true. Yes, my dear. You understand? For a lot of you, you are seeing people and following people that some of them, the success that you see is not even their work. There are a lot of people that you see publicly look successful, but you don't know behind them. Politicians have invested behind them. There are people that publicly they don't want to show their money, so they hide behind other people. And you see that person and you think, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we can be successful as black people, as Africans. Look, if you look at the African American community, for some reason, I don't know why, and I've read it and I've done the research, and something doesn't make sense to me, because the African American community in America was very successful in business for decades, and then people destroyed the system that they had. But what made African Americans successful is that African Americans built communities. They built communities in America, right? And they had like the Black Wall Street. They built communities and cities, and they all worked together. They had this community economics, where if you needed anything and a black person sold it, you went to that black shop. It didn't matter where it was. If you wanted something and a black person sold that thing that you wanted, you went to that shop to buy it. They spent money in their communities, and that generated economic success in the black community in America. They worked together. It didn't matter where you came from. If you're a black person and you were anywhere and there was black business, they created jobs so black people were able to employ black people. They created black banks, black everything. That's how you have, HBCUs, black universities. They created all these things years ago, and it worked. And the people destroyed them, yes. But the research and the history is there. So me, I don't understand why the same people cannot say, let's sit back. You have all these successful African Americans. Why are they not putting these ideas back together and say, listen, this is what we have to do for our people to be successful? I've lived here for 30 years. I don't get it. And I do the best I can within the black community in America to promote economic, education. But some people don't even want to hear about entrepreneurship and business. And we know, each and every one of us know, that there's no job that's going to pay you enough for you to be rich unless you invest in business or doing entrepreneurship or a side hustle. You have to, unless you win the lotto, there's not a job in America, no matter how good it is, that's going to pay you enough for you to be wealthy enough to quit your job. No. You understand? So how do we change that? How do we change that? Me, I have done the research and I've now understood it. How do I bring what I know in Africa, in Ghana? I'm connecting and networking with different people. It's not going to be just me anymore. You see, I'm going to have businesses in Ghana that you wouldn't even know I own it because somebody else will be managing it. I'm going to have partnerships. We are building networks. I'm going to have partnerships with people both here in the diaspora and in Ghana. Both Africans and African Americans. Both white people and Asians. I don't care. We are going to form partnerships. And then we are going to take Africans that we work with, that we know, and figure out how to do business in Ghana, in Africa, to be successful. But I wouldn't know the things I know today without me doing the research. I wouldn't know the things I know today without me coming to Ghana and losing. I'm telling you guys, like, I have a book to write. Somebody told me the other day I have to write the book. I have beat my head in Ghana. I went, invested, have partners, did different things. And some been successful, some hasn't been successful. And most people are not like me. This is the other part about success that we need to talk about. Most people are not like me. Me, I don't care what anybody thinks or says about me. I'm not afraid of people's opinions about me. You can call me the devil or an angel. I don't care. Whatever you say about me, I don't care. Because I've been in business for a long time. And what I've come to understand about business is that when I lose, it's my loss. The same way when I win, it's my win. You understand? I've successfully invested in companies, businesses, venture capital investments for decades. Made millions. And then I've come to Ghana and I've also realized I've done investments and partnerships and businesses that have been successful, that have not been successful. And I have to sit down and realize, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And how to learn. Okay, there are things that are different. I cannot just copy and implement. I have to duplicate success. I have to duplicate systems. I have to duplicate, different things. And now I'm doing that. So, one of the things that we have to think about when it comes to success is if you are sitting there as a person, and this is very, 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 very bad in Ghana, very bad in the black community. If you worry about what people say about you, think about you. If you worry about it, if you care about what people talk, if you care about gossip and bloggers and all these medias, if you care about it, if it affects your life, if what people say about you affects your life, it's going to affect your level of success. If you're not able to lose, fail, look at it as a learning process. Take it up, you understand? Learn from it, and move on to the next. If you're going to sit down from failure and listen to people that talk about you and you're not successful, whatever, if those things, if you worry about people's opinions, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be successful. Because if you read the story of most successful people, they failed over and over and over and over again. They failed a lot of times. But because they knew what they were talking about, because they knew what they wanted to do, because every time they failed, they learned from it and they improved it and improved it and improved it. By the time you see the success story, you don't get to see the mistakes they've made and how many times they failed. You don't get to read about that. You don't read about that on a blog post. You don't see that on a fancy TV show. You don't see that. Even now, there's a tendency of people who are successful make it seem as if they did some little struggling here and then all of a sudden they are no. Nobody tells you how many times they failed, where they started from. So if you are starting as an entrepreneur right now, if you are starting a business, I'm going to tell you that the first thing you need to shut down the thinking of other people, shut down the expectations of other people, shut down the opinions of other people, shut it down. Hey, if you post on Facebook, when people give you a great comment, like it. If they say something bad, ignore it. You got to change your thinking here about success. It's a process you go through. You have to duplicate the right ones. Don't just copy. And then as you are going through, you are going to be successful somewhere and fail somewhere. Don't be so concerned about the failure. It's part of the process. You understand? It's part of the process. But the biggest thing I want you to learn today is this. We as black people, we as Africans, we as business owners, we as entrepreneurs, we have to start reading, researching, educating ourselves about the business, about the industry, about the people who are doing it, have done it anywhere in the world. Go and research. Go and read for free online. Instead of being on Facebook all day, go on YouTube and learn. Educate yourself. Find out what did they do right, what did they do wrong. Duplicate the right things. Even if you are going to copy, make sure you are copying the right people and the right processes. But I'd rather you duplicate. Because when you duplicate, you learn the process. You actually educate yourself through the process when you duplicate. You understand? The next thing is this. For us to be successful in business, we got to find out what you are good at. You see, a business, every entrepreneurs start businesses. You understand? You start a business, and the business provides a service or a product. There's nothing about it. There's no two ways about it. Every entrepreneur start a business. The business provides a service or a product. That's entrepreneurship. The difference between entrepreneurship and a business ownership is that a business owner can just start one business and that's all. An entrepreneur can start several businesses, several partnerships, several startups. They can put a lot of businesses and a lot of different things together. That's what entrepreneurship is about. We are always creating. And the more businesses we create, that's how the jobs and other things are also created. Right? That's how you have multiple streams of income. Because the entrepreneur doesn't sit there and just do one thing. You may see them thinking they're doing one thing, but you don't know that within that business, they have an income stream from here and here and here and here. Okay. Now, and I'll say this for my Ghanaian family. I'll say this. For a long time, this one-man shows have worked. And then it didn't work anymore. But you don't see it that it's not working. Because what I'm telling you right now is this. Most people that you see that are successful right now in Africa and abroad, they have partnerships behind with them. You may not know. They have collaborations with other people. You may not know. My advice for you is this. If you want to start a business right now, wherever you are as a black person, find out other people. You have the idea, great. But nobody in any business, and I've been doing this for the most part of my life, right? When I speak, I come from not just having owning business or being an entrepreneur. I've been in corporate America. You understand? I retired from corporate America. I've worked in corporate America. I've managed businesses and companies and organizations. I've been in management. So I understand team building and teamwork and collaboration. And I took my knowledge into entrepreneurship. So I'm not just somebody who just started. I have, gone from school, law school, U.S. military, corporate America, the entrepreneurship, politics and, and entrepreneurship, right? I do things that I'm strong. And what I've learned to do is that the things in the business, in organization, in the whatever I'm doing, where I'm not strong, I'm now bringing other people in. You understand? I'm now networking with other people. I'm now collaborating with other people. I'm now partnering with other people. I'm not strong at everything in the business. I have an idea. I have a good idea, and I have millions of ideas. Those who know me, every day I have a new business idea. I see everything I see that's an issue. I see it as a business. But what I do is that now, instead of thinking I'm going to do this by myself, oh, I own this, it's mine, it's me. No, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, you must see my name, see whatever, but behind the scenes, what you don't know is that now I am collaborating with a lot of people from Ghana, and they are all young. They are all young. Most of my network is young, but I'm collaborating. I'm on chats, groups with them. Most of them, I call them my niece, my nephew. They are not my family. Most who know me, they are not my family. You see me calling somebody a niece or nephew on social media, they are not my family. But these are people that I'm working with in my network, and they've been working with me for years now. Some of them that they feel like family, and I advise them. They call me uncle, and but these are not my family. But they are teaching me different things and how to do things. So collaboration is the next thing that I need you to understand. You are going to have to. There are businesses you want to do. Somebody have done it. Somebody have the idea. Somebody have the money. Somebody have the skill. Somebody have resources. Somebody have the contact. Somebody have access. You bring it all together. Somebody knows social media. Somebody knows data marketing. Somebody knows programming. Somebody knows, you bring all these things together behind the scenes. And then you guys work together based on a fair profit sharing mindset, where everybody in the group, in the organization benefits. Not just one person chopping, where everybody gets a part, everybody benefits. When a lot of people come together and collaborate, you can build success. You understand? If you work with different people, we have the same vision, the same idea, the same business plan, but each of you bring your strength to the table, your background to the table. Then you can build successful business. So, as we end this podcast, I believe we as black people, we as Africans, we all want to be successful. But not everybody will be successful. Period. I don't care what you think about that. But for those who are willing to work hard, for those who are willing to sacrifice, for those who are willing to invest in money, knowledge, and time. 3 things: money, knowledge, and time. You have to invest. You have to invest in educating yourself, in research, in studying, in reading people. You have to invest in the time it takes for you to learn and understand certain processes in business. You have to learn how, take your time, the time to duplicate systems and people, and then put your twist on it. You have to do these things together with teams of people. You understand? That's one of the reasons why we have, for me right now, I'm part of Diaspora to Ghana for Business. Right? We understand? That's why we have launched the Ghana Diaspora Business and Investment Network. All these things are ways for us to collaborate with people so that we can be successful together, so that we all can make money together. You see, the trick about wealth, financial success, is this. When you make a million, okay, and it's just your million, everybody come and chop some. And at the end of the day, you don't have a million anymore. Okay? And if you're not lucky and smart, you don't even reinvest that million. So your success could be here, and before you know it, you're not careful, it could be down here. But what you can do is have people around you, and you still make that million, okay? But you make that million with 10 other people. So everybody is not a millionaire, but everybody now have money. You reinvest that money, you reinvest that idea, you reinvest all those things continuously, and before you know it, each of you are millionaires. And it's not just dependent on just your energy for the success to continue. You see, when you have other people around you who also rely on the success of you being successful, who have invested interest in your success, you will be successful longer. But there's a team around you who want to see you successful, because the more successful that you are, the more successful that they can also become. And the more successful that they are, the more successful that you also are. Then it's a continuous process. You see, you start from here, and it grows, long term. So, my advice to you, the Ghanaian, the African, the Black American, is that let's stop being so selfish when it comes to success. Let's open our mind. Let's start beginning to share ideas with people that have the same visions and the same passion for the things we want to do. Let's collaborate with people. Let's leverage networks and resources. We'll talk about that on a different podcast. Leveraging resources, which is the focus of the Ghana Diaspora Business Investment Network, the focus of Diaspora to Ghana for Business. We are leveraging networks and resources. Leveraging. I'll talk about that in a different podcast. But it's important that we as Black people begin to work together. We begin to duplicate the success stories of countries, of people, so that we can be successful as a group, not just one person, as groups. And when you are successful as groups, that is where my vision for Ghana and Africa, that's where we are able to then actually fight poverty, reduce poverty. Because we are creating jobs, we are creating wealth, and that wealth becomes generational wealth. So, by the grace of God, the internet is now here. The internet is the great equalizer. It leverages everything. You can learn, you can study anything that you want from the internet. Use it effectively in your business. Find partnerships in your business. Find people who are passionate about what you want to do. Connect with them, work with them. And I promise you, if you do that with openness, transparency, honesty, then you are going to be able to build long-term business success. It's important that we understand this. For us to be successful, we have to be successful together. The days of me is gone. For us to be successful, duplicate people. And when you duplicate them, go behind the machine and find out who is behind them, who is working with them, who is in their network. Let's do the same thing. I want you, as a Ghanaian, as an African, as an African American, as a black person, I want you to start putting our egos aside. Let's stop being selfish and greedy about everything. We can be successful together as a nation, as a culture, as a race. We can be, I promise you. But the only way for us to be is to work together. The only way for us to be successful, really, is to build each other, is support each other, to promote each other. It doesn't mean that we don't have to work with other races. I get it, we can. But I'm saying it's important that we work with our own people also, that we support our own people also. It's important that when you're going to spend your money, find out what black person, what black business sell the same thing that you want, what black shop offer the same service that you want. And I'll advise you, start spending your money with black people. And a side note, let me just say this. One of the reasons why my focus is so much pro-black right now. We in a culture as Africans, where you need some help, you're always going to go to your friend, your black person that you know. If you need a loan, you're going to come to me, or I'm going to come to you. We always need and want from each other. But when we have money to spend, we don't spend with each other. So you don't spend the money with the black business. You don't support the black business. You want to go and, when you have money, you want to go and spend it outside your race with other people. You understand? How do you expect your friend, your sister, your neighbor, your father, your mother, your brother, your cousin, your auntie, how do you expect that when they are selling something, you want it for free? You want a discount. You want, barely almost don't want to pay. But you spend your money outside of the rate, outside of them, you pay full price. How do you expect your family member, your friend, your community to have the money to support you when you need it? Think about that. I make an assertion today that we as black people, we as the black community, that we as Africans, that we as Ghanaians, that our success is linked together. You understand? That if the African American help invest in Ghana, it helps the African American. That when the Ghanaian invests with a Nigerian, and when a Nigerian invests with a Ghanaian, and when a Ghanaian invests with a Ghanaian, and when a black person invests with a black person, when we do this, we create an economic cycle. And when you have more wealth within a cycle, you are able to create more jobs and more businesses. It's just common sense. So we reduce unemployment, which in turn reduce poverty. It's group economics. This is how we are going to build the wealth of the black race. This is how we are going to build black countries and black nations and black communities to also be successful. Everybody else does it. Like I said, I'll have a show about leveraging another time. But what I'm talking about, the moment black people say they want to do this, everybody want to complain about it. But what I'm talking about, I'm telling you, the whites do with the whites. The Asians do with the Asians. The Arabs do with the Arabs. The Indians do with the Indians. The Mexicans do with the Mexicans. Everybody do it. Why do we not just see how these other people have been successful and duplicate it within ourselves? So yes, I am advocating group economics. I am advocating that for us to be successful in our businesses, we have to be successful by duplicating what everybody else have done and put our twist on it. I am boldly saying this. I don't care who get offended or who don't like it. I have been abroad long enough that I have seen it happen all over the place. And the only way for us is to go and duplicate it back in Africa, back in the black community. Duplicate everything they have done within their communities, and let's start supporting and building ourselves up. Support black businesses as a black person. Support Ghanaian business as a Ghanaian person. There should never be a case in Ghana that a Ghanaian has a business in one area and a foreigner comes and put a business across the street, and you, the Ghanaians, will go and shop with a foreigner and let the Ghanaian owned business go out of business. And then you will be on social media talking about them, forgetting that the foreigner, they are going to package their money, their more everything else, and take to their country. And then you say we are not successful. No, we are not building success with the right mindset. Every time you support an African business, a black business, you are supporting your community. You're supporting somebody who their success will transform into your success. I am not talking about politics and the political stuff and how it doesn't. I'm not. That's a different conversation that we will have on Future Africa Leaders Talk Show. I am talking about economic empowerment. I'm talking about success in business that is leveraging community resources. That's what I'm talking about. Duplicate the right strategies, duplicate the right systems, duplicate what black folk, other races have done, other countries have done, and let's do that for ourselves. Support each other, read, research, change your mindset, build a good business, partnerships, and collaborations with other people. Do all these things together, and I promise you, we will be successful together as a culture, as a race, as a country, as a people. We cannot continue poverty for another 100. We cannot. It's too much information out here. It's too much knowledge out here. It's too much, systems out here. The internet has leveraged everything. We cannot sit and complain and complain and complain and complain without finding solutions to the problems. And the solutions that we are looking for are here. We can build successful businesses together. Together. I want us to do this. Together. I urge you to go and support a black business. I urge you to go and invest in a black business. I urge you to go and help invest in a young black man, a young African man, a young African American, a young Ghanaian. Invest with them. Support them. Promote them where you can. Every penny that we spend with each other will promote the financial freedom and eradication of poverty of our community, which at the end of the day is my passion. That's what God put me on earth to do. And when you support other people, you are supporting me by helping my vision and my reality to us to fight poverty and eradicate poverty from the black communities through business become a reality. Seriously. I urge us to work together to do this. Let's find a way to be successful together. Seriously. All right? Miss Felicia, Americans can't even do it with their own family. And it's really sad. It's sad. It's sad to really say this to you, but Miss Felicia is right. It's sad as a black man, as an African, as a Ghanaian American, to know that African Americans don't even support their own families, and it's sad. But we can, Ghanaians, we can, Africans, we can, but we also can bring African Americans within that envelope and work with them and promote them and bring them within the culture. And maybe when I keep saying this, maybe when African Americans start seeing African countries and communities building themselves up, as we are doing with tourism right now, maybe that will also influence them to start to do it here. Because I really believe that we are connected, not just by race, not just through slavery, but we are connected economically. And if Africa is successful, then African Americans will be successful here too, and vice versa, right? So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on Future Africa Entrepreneurs Talk Show, the Entrepreneurship Podcast. I'm your host, HRH Prince Duke, Dankwa Default. God bless you. I hope I imparted something today that you can take to change your life and your community. I hope that I said something today that gets you to think about how we can build ourselves together and work together. We are going to have more conversations as I'm arranging certain things for us to be get together. We will talk about politics. For those who are contacting me, Future Africa Leaders Talk Show, we are coming. There's not time quite yet, but we will. Before I come to Africa, I'm looking forward to coming back to Ghana. I keep saying this with a different mindset for the first time than I came the first couple of times I came, and I want to collaborate with you both in America, in the diaspora, wherever you are. I have access, I have network, I have resources. It's not just money. Don't stop coming. Stop just it's not just about money, please. Um as I'm trying to invest in my own businesses right now. I'm strapped. But I have resources that I can help you. I can connect you. I can move some roadblocks out of the way for you, whether you're in America or in Ghana or in Africa. I have a network that is very resourceful. I have political and government relation, contacts that can help, especially when you're doing something in Africa. So contact me. Let's work together. I want to do business with all of you in Africa, in Ghana, in the Black community, in America. So God bless you, and as always, I've got your back with all my heart. I've got your back. Honestly, do. This is my passion. This is what God put in my heart, and I want to do with everything. I want to die and leave everything on the table by helping you to be successful in your business as a black person, as an African. This is what I want to do. I want to see millions of millionaires in my lifetime, so we can fight, all work together to fight poverty. If there's anything I can do, please contact me. Not the money part, right? Right now, please. I'm trying to invest in other stuff, but I have resources and contacts to help you, right? And you don't know. I mean, if you have something that I'm also looking at, and we can put some investment together, you never know. But let's work together. Let's support each other. So Auntie Ruby, me that's so. God bless you. The mission, all right. Good night.